Hello everyone, welcome back for the Daily Trump Watch until I don't need to do it anymore. This one's for Saturday, May 24th, 2025. And on the level of health, what's coming through today for Dimwit Donnie? Or I should say on Saturday, because I'm actually doing this reading on Wednesday. Whew. There we go. Right there. Okay. Childhood issues, something to do with the past. Maybe he's feeling a little nostalgic, but when it comes to health, because it's the sun in Scorpio, the Six of Cups usually has to do with remembering the past, especially childhood. And it's not reversed, so I can't say, too much other than this is our dementia and Alzheimer's card. Now, we have the Ten of Wands coming in reversed, or coming in the challenge position, which is just like, calling it reversed. But then again, too, we could read it on the level of overwhelming memory problems. There's that. When it comes to the health meanings with the Ten of Wands coming through in a challenge position, we're talking liver and gout and high blood pressure and blood sugar issues. And most likely for him, can't say this is true for everyone, but for him, actually everything stems from childhood issues. If we don't heal our issues with our parents, we end up marrying someone just like them. God. And childhood issues, if they're not healed, they do create health problems. So, yeah, and we know he has that genetic predisposition. Okay, in the morning, so we have the Seven of Cups reversed and the Six of Swords. Okay, Seven of Cups coming through reversed. Well, he doesn't think he has any good options when it comes to getting the health care that he wants. But this is also a card of, being in a position of dangerous sex partners. And, I'm wondering about, because stuff's coming out about his relationship. He says he was good friends with P. Diddy. Now, I'm having to do these readings all on Wednesday, and one of my questions in my live stream on Thursday, tomorrow, for me, is going to be reading about P. Diddy, but I don't know what, I haven't done it yet. So anyway, besides that, this card has to do with poisons. Toxic sexual partners, toxic substances that are taken in. And then when we have the Six of Swords, it's not reversed, but it is a card for looking for alternative health medicines, alternative health doctors even. So, I don't know, let's keep going. Yeah, overindulgence with the Nine of Cups and Three of, Three of Pentacles reversed. It tells me that he's not listening to the advice that he gets, or he's not getting good advice, not getting good healthcare advice. When we have the Three of Pentacles reversed, this is also a card of hardening of the arteries. And, with overindulgence, that's often part of it, because he's just going for what he wants. Jupiter in Pisces brings through that, gluttony. It's also a card for drugs, alcohol, liver problems. If you want to remember that, just what I do, what helps me, is to remember what the arms are covering, and that's the liver area, right? And the red hat, if you're reading politically, we can look at Russia, but with him, and this is often our smug merchant card, but with him, I look at it as, he gets angry really easily, and he just wants what he wants, and there's that. But hardening of the arteries here, and okay, now this, in the evening, 10 of Swords and 3 of Swords, wowzers. So, 10 of Swords on the level of health is something it's like, I feel like this is like the nail in the coffin. This can be somebody who collapses. With the 3 of Swords, if it's not a health issue, it's, this is major, major betrayal, both of these cards. To have these two together is, wow. Okay, so, but focusing in just on the health, like I said I was going to do, this can be an ending, it's a painful ending, the last nail in the coffin, and you've done it. And the 3 of Swords, of course, is grief, loss, hatred, heartbreak, sadness, being rejected. It's also a card of being removed somehow. It's also a card of departures. It's also one of our cards for getting distracted, learning about relationship issues, and maybe he's just betrayed to the max, and his heart can't take it. It's not reversed, so, but then again, we know he has heart problems. So upright or reversed, that's how I'm going to read it with him. The only other thing, though, is that if it were to come through reverse, then I would say, we're definitely talking heart surgery and, major illness there, but we know he has illness there. We know he has hardening of the arteries because he's on medication for it. We know he's toxic, and he's probably looking for a way to escape that. So, okay, whoa. We had this card, I think, yesterday. Page of Swords. Oh my goodness, I shuffled so much. We had both of these cards over here, and I think it was yesterday. I shuffled. I shuffled like crazy. So this is interesting to come back around. So, accidents, falls, Page of Swords can have to do with, it's one of our whistleblower cards, but it's also on the health level. We're talking the circulatory system, and because the lower legs, down here, and it falls because you're on your head, and we know he's having trouble with his with edema in his ankles and feet. Usually if you get it in the ankles, it's bothering your feet as well. So and when your heart's not pumping properly because it can't get through, you have blood pressure problems. And then when you're using drugs that the doctors don't know about, between his self-medication. So, okay, so there's that. And with the 2 of Wands, this is because it's Mars and Aries. We're talking about the things that rule the head, but also it's our card for discovery of something that is needs to be taken in as a part of his healthcare plan. And if it has to, because I read directionally, if it has to do with his legs and swelling in the ankles, Yeah, of course. So, but also too, this is the Page of Swords is our card for leakers. It's our card for, any racket sport. And we know he golfs. This is golfing. We don't use swords as weapons except for using them as words. So this is my card for guns. This is my card for, any other tasers, any other weapons that, even a dart or something like that. Oh, goodness. So golfing, guns, whistleblowers, leakers. Reversed brings through, even Secret Service protection, but because it's reversed, somebody is supposed to protect him that could be all talk and no action, or talking to somebody else, so not the action that they need to be making. I don't know, but for sure, when it comes to the reversed health position, we're talking falls and accidents and problems with the circulatory system. Okay, let's see what was on the bottom of the deck for the foundational. Okay, we have the World reversed and the Magician, 2 majors. Wow. Okay, so with the World reversed, it's ruled by Saturn. On the health level, when it comes to to the reverse position, this has to do with not taking self-responsibility, right? And we know that that's him. And then with the Magician card coming through, this is the brain. Actually, shoulders, arms, lungs, all of that, because it's ruled by Mercury. Yeah. I feel like the combo here with the foundation for the day, these 2 cards are really, really important for each day, but also the foundation. So because he's not taking self-responsibility and he just uses words as weapons, and but still, this card has to... there can be nervous system disorders. It didn't come through reverse, but still maybe he's having trouble finishing sentences because it's upright, so the communication is working. But maybe he's having trouble bringing it, how I would always do that. He called it the weave. Yeah, well, I've got the weave going on, so I'm bringing it back full circle. See how I did that? I'm a genius. Oh, God. What kind of a person says that? Oh, jeez. I feel like it's like that. Like he's not finishing his words. Things aren't coming full circle. He's not finishing sentences. Ideas aren't coming full circle, but he won't stop talking. He just never stops talking until he can't anymore. Knowing him, he would be, the one laying there on the ground and blathering on about something as he's whatever. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Have a good Sunday or Saturday, and I'll be back for Sunday. Thank you. Bye.